I'm Ken, I'm Canadian, and I like retro things. Welcome to this, my 500th subscriber episode. Now, when I started my YouTube channel, I was completely in the dark about the entire retro scene. I wanted a hobby that was going to distract me from the job that I was doing because it was taking up a lot of my time. And I figured, hey, you know what? I really liked playing games when I was a kid, so why not collect some of those games? And it would be a lot of fun to make a YouTube channel out of it. So, fast forward a couple of years, and here I am. Now, I thought long and hard about what I wanted to do about this 500th subscriber special, and I decided I'm going to do a top 5 countdown episode. Now, what am I going to count down, you ask? Well, that's a very good question. I'm going to count down, maybe I'll count down, aha! I am going to count down the top 5 things that I found the most surprising since I started my YouTube channel. So, in no particular order, except of course the order of how surprising I actually found these things. So I guess that is actually a particular order, so that's just not an accurate thing to say. Anyways, here they are. Number 5 is how much I'm enjoying playing with systems that really, as a kid, I kind of avoided. I have picked up some systems that really I had no experience with when I was a kid, like the NES or the Commodore computers. But there's systems like this Intellivision here that, as a kid, I had a ColecoVision, so I kind of shunned the Intellivision, didn't think it was up to the standards of the ColecoVision. Now that I've gotten a hold of some of these systems, I am really enjoying them. When I started my channel, I had planned on sticking to the things I had as a kid. I was going to collect ColecoVisions, Apple IIs, TRS-80 color computers. But with a few lucky purchases, all of a sudden I had Atari 2600s, an Intellivision, an Atari computer, TI-99s. And I'm glad I got a hold of these. I'm also a little sad to think about what I missed out on as a kid. Number 4 is maintenance and cleaning. And it's not what you might think. It's not how much maintenance and cleaning has to be done on these old systems, because I fully expected that when I started collecting them. What has surprised me is how much I enjoy doing it, how relaxing I find it. I thought when I started this that I was going to have to buy the systems and fix them up, clean them. That would be the necessary evil of being able to play the games. I did not expect, however, how much I'm enjoying just relaxing at the table, taking it apart, seeing what makes the systems tick, cleaning them, fixing them. I mean, sure, I love it when I buy a system and I plug it in and bam, it works first try. That's a wonderful feeling, but there's also a little bit of me that kind of is a little bit sad that it means I'm not going to be able to really dig down inside of it and figure out what's not working and how to fix it, and I'm really enjoying doing that. Number 3 is the people. Now, going into this, I had absolutely no clue how many people out there would be interested in the same thing as me here with these retro systems. The first shock that I got was discovering there were live broadcasts and there were weekly podcasts of retro stuff. There were things like Amigos Retro Gaming and Coco Talk Live, and that's just a couple of them. There are so many of those to listen to, and for every system out there. And there are the Facebook pages, some with thousands of members. There's the Discord pages. And then there is the live get-togethers, all of the vintage computer festivals that happen all over the world every year. The retro scene is more alive than I ever would have imagined, and I am so happy about that. Number 2 is modern games for these systems. When I started my channel, I had no idea there were still people making games for these systems. My belief was that I would collect some of the old systems, and then I would have to choose from what was around when I was a kid, the cartridges and discs and stuff like that. I would have the old library that was available then. I was happy to discover this was not true. For instance, on the Tandy Color computer alone, there's constantly still new games being released every year. There's even people making these games that were making the games for them back when the color computer was new. There's people pushing the hardware on these systems further than would ever have been thought could be done 30 or 40 years ago. People like Glenn Hewlett, who has released his versions of Pac-Man, Joust, and Defender, which are line-for-line copies of the original arcade cabinets, and they're running on a Color Computer 3. And this is just for the smaller community of the Coco crowd. All of the systems out there have amazing things being released on them every year. This is something I never would have believed 2 years ago. And the number one thing is hardware. Now, when I started out, I wanted to be a purist. Real hardware, real cartridges, real discs. I wanted the setups to be exactly the same as they were when I was a kid. But then I discovered some of the modern things that are being made for these systems. There's stuff like the Coco SDC for the Coco, the Floppy Emu for Apple computers, the Pi 1541 for Commodores. These are all examples of modern hardware that makes saving and loading things on these old systems so much easier and better. And then there's something like the Switcheroo that helps allow me to hook my Coco 3 up to a modern HDMI TV. This is all stuff that I never would have thought possible, and it has converted me. I still like my original hardware, but mixing in something modern to make it easier to use, that is just great. Well, that is the top 5 things that I found the most surprising since I started my channel. I have to say a big thank you to everybody that has watched and supported this channel. I can't believe I'm at 500 subscribers. That's actually another thing that I found really surprising. When I started this channel, I was expecting a few friends and family to be watching it. I never dreamt I would get up to 500 subscribers, so a huge thank you to everybody that has supported my channel, watched the videos, subscribed, commented, everything. It's just so wonderful. And I hope you'll continue supporting my channel in the future, because I am going to continue making these videos. I am having so much fun doing this. So I guess thank you for supporting me, and I will see you next time.